Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a magic review. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in, for dialing up and clicking over to this channel because you like magic. You like magic, I like magic, we like magic together. That makes us simpatico, right? That makes us brothers or brother and sister, family. Yeah. You're here because you like magic. I'm here because I review magic. It's a beautiful relationship. It's a give and take. Speaking of which, make sure you give me a like and a follow to encourage me to keep going, to continue to do reviews like this every single day, week after week for you, because magic is awesome, right? Magic is awesome. Today we're looking at Canic from Nicholas Lawrence. What is Canic? Canic is actually an older effect. It is an older effect. It's not a new effect. I don't always review the latest and the greatest. I try to do a wide smattering, right? A wide smattering of different reviews. But we did a review yesterday for Nicholas Lawrence, doing another one today. The two are related. If you didn't see the one I did yesterday, pause. And go over and check that one out because these two go together. Canic is a trick with a soda can. So you have an empty soda can and you reach over and you pull the little pull tab off. You can see the pull tab in your hands. And then you just kind of bang it like that. And the pull tab appears back on the can. You can hand the can out and everything can be examined. Sounds like a pretty cool effect. Let's talk about it. Let's say you pay your $30. You pay your 30 bucks, you get it, it arrives in the mail. What are you gonna find? It's a DVD. It's a DVD, it's an hour and 15 minutes long, okay? Hour and 15 minutes worth of instruction. And you're gonna get a little manila envelope. Inside that is a bunch of little pieces, parts, gimmickry, that will enable you to fashion the Canic gimmick. That is right, you will need to do some arts and crafts, as per was Sans Minds years and years ago, right? Like I said, this is an older effect. So there is some construction on your end. You will need two identical soda cans, okay? Two identical soda cans and some patience and some arts and crafts stuff. Is it what I thought, and how accurate is the ad copy? It's roughly what I thought, roughly, because it's metal, right? We're working with metal, and metal things vanish. And if you're familiar with other things that are magicians' utilities, they also use similar scientific, attractive elements. So yeah, but the method is good. It's a good, strong method. So how are the angles? You can't do it surrounded, right? So there's an element to where you don't really want people on your immediate sides or back because they would see what was going on. Inspectability wise, the only thing that's inspectable is the can at the end, And I will pause right here and just say, in this effect, the can be gimmicked. The can be gimmicked. The main handling that they teach you, the can is gimmicked. They probably won't find the gimmickry, but I'm just putting that out there. What's the overall quality and production value of the DVD? This is a typical Herman and Jason Sans Minds DVD, right? You got Jason out there in the streets, he's doing real world examples. You got Herman back in the Sans Minds lab walking you through everything. Nicholas Lawrence is actually not on this. He doesn't teach anything on this DVD. When you watch the DVD, you're gonna learn the secret right away. They're gonna show you some street examples, and they're literally gonna give you the secret, and you're gonna learn exactly how the entire routine goes within the first 5 minutes. Within the first 5 minutes, you will know everything. The rest of the DVD is gimmick construction, which is another 20 minutes. Then they're gonna go through the entire routine all over again, this time slower, and they're gonna give you some tips on carrying the gimmicks and getting into the trick. Then towards the end of the DVD, there's 3 more handlings offered. There's 2 alternative handlings, and the alternative handlings are where you use the spectator a little bit more. Like instead of doing everything in your hands, right, and it's all just like a show that you're doing for the spectator, you can have your spectator's hand out, put the pull tab, on their hand, restore it on their hand. And then at the end, there is a impromptu handling where you actually do use a borrowed can, okay? So if you want to do the true borrowed can effect, you have to push through all of that and go all the way to the end. And there's actually a real impromptu handling where you rig the can live in front of the spectator. Is it well made? You make it, right? You make it. So whether it's the completely rigged can or the borrowed can, all the gimmickry that's involved, you're gonna make it from the parts that are given to you. Pocket space, I guess it depends on which one you do. If you do the main handling, you're gonna need a can and the pull tab. Okay, you're gonna walk into the situation with both, right? If you do it like they show you in the trailer, he makes it look like he's saying, oh, get that can that's sitting over by that trash can, but the reason why it's sitting there is because he put it there, right? So if you do the completely impromptu version, then you really only need the pull tab and some other extra stuff. How much practice does it require? There's really no sleights involved, right? There's nothing that's that difficult to do. I think a lot of it is just timing. It's timing and getting your pacing right and your aim. And as you do things, you're kind of doing a little bit of a mime, right? You're doing a little bit of a pantomime, a little bit of a show. It's all very much a show. And so I think this is one of those tricks that you could really do in the mirror and watch what you're doing, see what your audience sees. And then of course, probably do it once or twice for an honest spectator, and you should be fine. Setup and reset, we kind of really covered with pocket space, right? I mean, you're either carrying a can and a tab or just a tab and something else to help rig the can. But yeah, it just depends on which version you're going with as far as your setup goes. Positives, all right, so what are the positives? Canic is a super strong little miracle that looks both natural and impromptu. Negatives, all right, so what are the negatives? With every review, I'm always gonna tell you the things I liked, the things I didn't like as much. On the DVD, in big bold letters, it says, organic miracle with a borrowed can. Organic miracle with a borrowed can. Even in the commercial says, borrow any can. But the truth is, if you want to borrow any can, you've got to go all the way through the DVD and get to the very last explanation. The whole beginning of it is about rigging a can. So if you were just watching this and you didn't push through to the end and you were just getting up like, now I'm watching them rig a can. Like, this says on the cover, borrow any can. Why am I now watching them rig a can? They should have taught if they were pushing borrow any can, if that's the message that they were pushing, they should have, sans minds, I'm not blaming Nicholas Lawrence for this, sans minds should have put that explanation at the beginning, right? If that's what they were selling, borrow any can, then they should have put that one at the beginning and not all the way at the end. All that to say, I think the last method they teach is the best. I think the last method they teach is the best. If you want to do it completely with a borrowed can, then stick all the way with it until the very end. But like I said, you're still gonna need science and trickery to pull this off. Is it worth your money? It's $30. $30. And even now, like so far, this trick's been out for a while. I'm still kind of a little surprised that it is so much. I mean, the DVD, like I said, it's an hour and 15 minutes, so it's a good amount of time. They teach you many methods, that's great. But the envelope doesn't really have a lot of things in it. And you do kind of have to do a lot of work on your end. $30 seems high as a price point. I'm just saying. Who would like this? I think people that like situational magic, right? People that would just like to be able to do something with a real world item, like a soda can, right? That looks a little bit more trustable street than say sponge rabbits, right? But don't just take my word for it. There are plenty of other channels out there that review magic tricks. You should be familiarizing yourself with all of them. There are plenty of voices out there on YouTube that are giving you the good and the bad every single day. Don't just watch Magic Orthodoxy, watch other channels as well. Get a second, third, and fourth opinion before you spend your money. Magic World reviewed this. Magic World reviewed this back in 2015. 2015. So if you want a second opinion, there is that. All right, that's everything I can say about Canic from Nicholas Lawrence. Sans minds, right? I want to thank Murphy's Magic for allowing me to have this trick so that I could do the review for you. And if you'd like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it at your very favorite Murphy's Magic dealer. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.